All right, Cosmic Explorers, welcome back. Last time we were talking about Karina and the gravity classes at Dramestrony.
Right.
It's pretty wild. But this journal entry today is, it's a bit of a head scratcher, even for me.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about something called Chromos Genetics.
Chromos Genetics. Yeah, it's
No,
not a term we've heard before.
I'd never heard of it before reading this journal entry.
No, and it's fascinating because it's almost like they're taking genetic engineering to a level we can't even comprehend.
Right,
Like we're swapping genes in and out.
yeah,
They're rewriting the whole instruction manual for life.
like composer level stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It's incredible.
Okay, but before we really get into the science of this Chromos Genetics stuff, let's set the stage a little bit.
Sure.
Because Karina and her classmates are training in this place called the Time Rift Room.
Yes, the time rift room, it's as weird as it
That
sounds.
sounds pretty weird.
It's a space that exists outside of our normal flow of time. And
How is that even possible?
well, that's the thing we don't know, but according to Karina Learning, there is almost instantaneous, like knowledge is just seamlessly woven into your very being.
No long nights studying, no
No.
cramming for tests or
No
anything.
textbooks, no lectures. It's like downloading a skill directly into your brain.
Sign me up.
Right.
That sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing.
So in this amazing Time Rift Room,
Yes.
who's leading this Chromos Genetics class?
So the teacher is Professor Grandmaster Mr. Zanio.
Professor Grandmaster Mr. Zanio.
That's his title.
Okay, so that sounds important.
Yeah, he seems to be the leading expert in this field at Dramestrony.
Okay?
And it's interesting, what he really emphasizes is that this science isn't just about, like, creating life. It's about understanding its very essence.
Right.
And Karina calls this the particle of existence.
Okay, the particle of existence.
Yes.
I think we're going to need a little more explanation there.
Yes. Basically, it's like the fundamental building block of life, but not in a physical way that we're familiar with. Imagine it like the blueprint.
Okay.
For every single life form, the core code that Chromos Genetics can manipulate to literally build creatures from the ground up.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
Yes.
So if this Chromos Genetics is so advanced, how does it relate to us back here on Earth?
Well, that's a great question because obviously our understanding of genetics is pretty basic compared to all this.
We're still doing things the old-fashioned way, right?
Yeah,
The,
exactly.
the birds and the bees.
Yeah, we're still stuck with that.
So,
But here's where it gets really interesting. Karina mentioned an Earth scientist
okay.
who was somehow invited to visit these Chromos Genetics labs at Dramestrony.
Wait, are you serious? A human scientist got to see all this?
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
It's pretty wild. Apparently, this scientist was doing some groundbreaking research, maybe on the cusp of tapping into this particle of existence idea, without even realizing it.
So they were on the right track.
Yeah, and get this, the visit happened while he was unconscious.
While he's unconscious.
His consciousness was transported to Dramestrony while his body stayed here.
That's like some out-of-body interdimensional field trip for science.
It's pretty amazing.
That's wild.
So,
So did he come back with like these wild discoveries?
well, he didn't have like conscious memories of the visit.
Oh.
But Karina's journal suggests that he came back with this like intuitive drive to pursue his research even further.
Like a subconscious download or something?
Yeah, like his subconscious downloaded some key information.
Okay, so maybe Earth is closer to cracking this code than we think.
Maybe.
Even if the Galactic Council seems to be keeping a pretty close eye on things.
Well, that's the other thing that Karina talks about, this idea of restricted knowledge
Oh,
within Chromos Genetics.
restricted knowledge?
Even at Dramestrony.
They don't just teach you everything.
No, there are limits on what you can learn and experiment with.
I guess that makes sense.
Like, for example, Karina mentions restrictions on creating like excessively hybridized life forms.
Right, so maybe they learned from some mistakes in the past, who knows?
Who knows?
But, I mean, we're talking about the power to create life here.
Right.
Maybe some rules are a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, getting back to Professor Zanio's class,
Okay.
how does Chromos Genetics fit into the bigger picture at Dramestrony?
It's really interesting because it's deeply intertwined with other disciplines, especially technology and even evolution.
So it's not just a biology class?
No, it's much more than that.
Okay.
And in fact, Karina's journal hints at something truly mind-boggling.
Okay, hit me with it.
The possibility that ancient humans were actually created in labs using Chromos Genetics.
Hold on, are we talking about ancient aliens creating humanity?
Well, it's certainly a shocking idea.
That's a huge leap,
It is.
even for Dramestrony.
It is, but Karina's journal entries are just snippets at her experience.
Right.
But they do suggest that Chromos Genetics has played a significant role in shaping the universe as we know it.
Wow, okay, I need a minute to process all of that. But
Take your time.
if ancient humans were possibly created through Chromos Genetics, what does that mean for humanity now? Are we just part of some grand experiment?
That's a question for the ages, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
And it leads us right into the next chapter of Karina's journey. Remember her classmate Seed?
Yes.
Well, it turns out they're using their knowledge of Chromos Genetics for a pretty incredible project, world building.
World building as in creating a whole new planet.
You got it, but we'll have to save that story for the next part of our deep dive.
Oh, come on.
Stay tuned.
All right, fine.
Because things are about to get even more amazing.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Good.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Deep Divers. Before the break, we were talking about the idea that ancient humans might have been created using Chromos Genetics.
I know it's a lot to wrap your head around.
It is a mind-boggling concept.
Right.
But Karina's journal really suggests that this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this science.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder what's possible with that kind of power.
Exactly. And speaking of possibilities, we were about to dive into Karina's classmate Seed and their world-building project.
Yes, world building.
Yeah.
I am still a little confused how you even go about building a world.
Well, imagine the Seed is creating a whole new planet.
Whole new planet?
In the most unexpected of places, Saturn's rings.
Saturn's rings.
Karina describes it as a work in progress.
Okay.
A planet literally being sculpted from cosmic dust and ice.
Okay, so they're not just manipulating life, they're influencing the environment itself.
Exactly. Chromos Genetics doesn't just manipulate life, it influences the very environment it inhabits.
That's wild.
It is pretty wild.
So how do they even start? Are we talking like terraforming, or is this something completely different?
Well, Karina's journal doesn't go into the specifics of the planetary formation,
Okay.
but what it does focus on is how Seed and Karina are designing the life forms that will inhabit this new world.
Oh, so they're creating the creatures from scratch.
Yeah, and remember Seed's love for the exotic and the unique.
Oh, yeah.
That is reflected in these creatures.
Like what?
Think bioluminescent organisms adapted to extreme cold, maybe even creatures that can manipulate gravity to navigate the constantly shifting environment of those rings.
It's like they're creating a whole new ecosystem perfectly tailored to this planet.
Exactly.
But where do they even get the building blocks for all this? Is there like a cosmic supply closet?
Well, that's where the particle of existence comes in again.
Okay, right, the blueprint for all life.
Exactly.
Sure.
Remember Professor Zando emphasized it's the fundamental blueprint of life?
Right.
Well, it seems that through Chromos Genetics, they can manipulate this particle to create life from scratch, tailoring its form and function to fit specific environments.
So it's not just manipulating DNA.
No.
It's actually creating new life from this fundamental energy.
Yeah, it's like having a cosmic 3D printer.
Wow. I can barely understand how our scientists manipulate genes and they're working with something that already exists.
It really is a completely different paradigm of science.
Okay.
And what's fascinating is that Karina emphasizes how Chromos Genetics is not just a solitary pursuit.
Okay.
It requires collaboration, imagination, a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things.
So Seed and Karina are working together on this.
They're constantly bouncing ideas off each other, revising their designs, and learning from their experiments.
So it sounds like a lot of trial and error, even for these advanced students.
Yeah. Even with incredible technology, creating life is a complex process.
But isn't it dangerous to be experimenting with life on this scale? What if they create something that goes wrong?
That's a good point, and that's where the concept of restricted knowledge comes into play again.
Okay, right. So even though Dramestrony encourages exploration,
Yes.
there are some rules.
There are definitely guidelines and limitations in place, likely overseen by the Galactic Council.
So no making cosmic monsters.
Right, Karina's journal implies that these rules are there to prevent the creation of life forms that could pose a threat to the balance of the universe.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
But it also makes you wonder who decides what's safe and what's not.
That's a great question, and one that Karina's journal doesn't really answer. It highlights the ethical considerations that come with such advanced knowledge and power.
Right.
Even with the best intentions, there's always the potential for unforeseen consequences.
It seems even civilizations as advanced as Dramestrony still have to deal with these issues.
It seems so.
So getting back to Seed's world, it sounds like it's constantly evolving as they introduce new life forms. Is there a specific goal in mind, or are they just letting their creativity run wild?
Well, Karina's journal suggests that Seed has a vision for their planet,
Okay.
a desire to create a world where life flourishes in harmony and balance.
So it's not just about filling the planet with random creatures.
No, it's about designing an ecosystem where every life form plays a vital role.
It's like they're piecing together a giant puzzle, but the pieces are living creatures.
Exactly, and each successful experiment brings them one step closer to realizing Seed's vision.
But what happens after they graduate? Do they just leave their creations to their own devices?
That's a good question, and according to Karina, many Dramestrony graduates establish their own labs and research centers to continue their work.
It's not just a school project.
No,
It's a lifelong commitment.
it seems so.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
But it also sounds incredibly rewarding.
I can imagine the satisfaction of creating a world and watching it flourish.
Yeah, it really is the ultimate expression of creativity and scientific mastery.
It really is, but there's another layer to this story that we haven't even touched on yet.
I know, I'm really intrigued. What else is there to uncover about Chromos Genetics and this world-building adventure?
But we'll have to wait for the final part of our deep dive to explore that.
Oh, you're killing me.
Stay tuned because Karina's journey is far from over,
All right, fine.
and there are still many surprises waiting to be revealed.
Okay, we'll be back. All right, Cosmic Adventurers, we're back and ready to uncover more about Seed's world-building project. Last time we were blown away by the idea that they're actually designing new life forms to inhabit this planet in Saturn's rings.
It's pretty amazing stuff, but what really caught my eye in this journal entry was how Seed isn't just focused on biology.
Oh, what else are they up to?
It seems like they're weaving in technology too, blurring the lines between natural and artificial.
Okay, now that's intriguing. What kind of technology are we even talking about?
Well, Karina mentions living technology, which isn't really explained, but
Living technology, like robots that breathe or something?
I don't think it's that literal. But imagine structures that can grow and change on their own, powered by organic processes. Or maybe entire ecosystems linked together through some kind of living energy network.
So not just creating life, but making the planet itself kind of alive?
That seems to be the goal. It's like they're designing a world that's in constant flux, adapting as new life forms emerge and technologies are integrated.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility shaping a whole planet's evolution. It's almost like playing God, isn't it?
That's a heavy thought. But from what Karina describes, Seed approaches this with a lot of humility, not arrogance.
That's good to hear. I'd be a little worried if they were going power mad with all this cosmic creation.
It's more like they recognize the interconnectedness of everything, how delicate that balance is.
So it's not just science, it's almost a philosophy.
Definitely. And it makes their achievements even more impressive.
Absolutely. It's like while we're here on Earth debating gene editing, they're out there on a whole other level.
It really puts things in perspective, doesn't it? It makes you realize how much more we have to learn about the universe and our place in it.
No kidding. I'm still wrapping my head around all of this. Creating life, building planets, blending technology and nature.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, but it's also a reminder of the amazing potential of human ingenuity.
And maybe a challenge for us to think bigger, to be more mindful of the consequences of our own actions.
That's a good takeaway, because Chromos Genetics might seem like science fiction, but who knows what we might discover in the future.
Well, I know one thing, I'll never look at Saturn's rings the same way again.
Me neither. It's incredible to think that somewhere out there, a whole new world is coming to life.
It's mind-blowing, really. But for now, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of Chromos Genetics. It's been a wild ride, and I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep looking up at the stars and wondering, because the universe is full of incredible mysteries waiting to be uncovered.